Call me Butter, because I'm on a roll. Hey gang, Jeff Stone here with another episode of MagicReview.com. We're looking at Indigo today. This is by either the or a Beautiful Mind Magic. And what you get, this is the basic effect. There's two different versions of the effect that you can do, but we'll go over it in depth. First one, you show this card, and it says, Partner, Magician, Lady, Gentleman. So you pick people in the audience to play the roles of each. So you can play the Magician, or frankly, you could have somebody else play the Magician, that's fine, but you need a total of 4 people. You say to this person, hey, you want to be my partner, or you guys pick who my partner is. You pick who the gentleman is, you pick who the lady is, but you establish the roles before you start the trick. This is then placed face down on the table. It's never switched. This is always the same one that's always in view. I'm just going to put it on my laptop here, but this never leaves their sight. Now, 4 cards are selected, and even though they are selected, you can tell the lady and the gentleman, would you like to switch cards? Once those are selected, you can switch, and they can switch before they look at what the cards are, or after, frankly, it doesn't matter. And then, same thing with your partner, and again, that's one of the roles on the card, is your partner. You can have your partner say, yes, let's switch, no, don't switch, let's not switch, whatever. But when all is said and done, the lady and gentleman had all the opportunities they wanted to switch, and you and your partner had all the opportunities to switch. And that switching truly is free choice. It's not a selection. It really is free. It's just the 4 cards in play are selections, if you know what I mean. So, when all the switching is said and done with the lady and gentleman and you and your partner, you then very cleanly turn the card over, and you would have drawn in here ahead of time an A and a diamond, or a K and a heart, or whatever, but 4 different little representations of the playing cards. It'd be 4 different cards. I have not drawn on this for a few reasons we'll talk about in a little bit, but that's what it would say. So you turn it over, and again, there's no switching. This is the card that you laid down at the beginning. Okay, you'll notice it says Magician get, Ace of Hearts or whatever card, and Gentleman get, and Lady get, and my partner get. That's due to a translation problem. If you saw the video performance, you'll see the performer, he has an accent, and based on his native tongue and translating it to English and everything, it sounds fine when he says that. My performer get, I get, magician get. But if you speak English natively, then you, of course, know it's magician gets the Ace of Hearts, and my partner gets the 4 of diamonds, and so on and so forth. So if you don't mind that, that does bug me a little bit. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to come up with some justification for it if I use this. But anyway, if you don't mind that, then that's what the prediction will look like. So there's another prediction type of thing where this time it's still 4 selected cards, but there's no switching allowed. Okay, you turn the prediction over and you show the 4 cards and it matches, but then you go like this with the card and you shake it, and the predictions vanish, and you're left blank, and the ink on your hand is a little A and a heart and a K and a diamond, or whatever cards you're using are now sharpied onto your hand. It's a very visual thing. So those are the 2 effects. Whew, there's so much to talk about in this product. I gave it a good rating, but there's so much stuff that needs clarification that I think it's fair to clarify these things before you purchase it. So let me just tell you before I dive into this, because when I dive into this, you're going to think, well, man, he didn't give this a good rating, but I did, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I gave it. I believe it was 4 stars, but it might have been 4.5 even. Let's see here. It was 4.5 stars, so I gave it a really, really good rating. So I didn't even make you wait till the end of the video. How do you like me now? So here's where the issues, we'll say. is, first of all, let's talk about the ad copy. These things all sort of mix together. The ad copy, the method, the product quality, they all kind of blend together. So we're not going to have clear sections like we normally might. Ad copy. One of the claims is they say no stooges, which is true. They say that what's the other claim they make? No writing, as in no secret writing, because this is already, your prediction's already written ahead of time. That's true. 100% self-working, that is also true. Then it's got no switching, and then it also says, and it's examinable. Okay, the no switching, I'm 99.9% sure that what they mean by that is that the card that's on the table is the card that you turn over to reveal the prediction. You don't switch the prediction to make it work. It's always one card. It's always the same card that you turn over every time. So in that sense, it is true. There's no switching. But it says it's examinable. It's not examinable unless you do a switch. So I'm trying to not give away too much here. I may have already done that. I hope I haven't. But so just imagine this. Now this is just a non-gimmick thing. I'm not going to show you the gimmick because with it this close in studio lighting, it might expose the gimmick. But trust me, the gimmick is fine for regular working performance situations. It's very, very well made. But we're just going to pretend this is the gimmick. So this is the gimmick. It'd be sitting on the table. You go through all the picking the card business. You turn it over and bam, it matches who got what card. And if you want to hand this out, you can't. You have to switch it. Okay? It gives you all the stuff you need to switch it, but you'd have to switch this out. If you don't want this to be examined, then you don't have to do a switch. All right? So when they say it's examinable, that's a little caveat I would throw in there. Now, there's another thing. The way this gimmick works, you can use it for anything, which is one of the claims in the ad copy. It doesn't have to be playing cards. It could be, I mean, these are perfect square, almost perfect squares. You could draw pictures of dice in there, like 3 dots and the 5 dots and 1 dot and 2 dots or whatever, and have predicted, well, you have to be able to control what those numbers are. You have to have them selected. But as long as you can figure out a way to do that, then you could use dice. You could use any objects. Just know that whatever the 4 objects are, they're selected objects, all right? But you can do whatever. So if you want it to be coins or dollar bills or ESP symbols, you make your gimmick to be whatever you want. The catch is, once you make the gimmick, that's it. I mean, the gimmick's already made. Once you write the stuff on it, that's it. You can't change it. You're stuck with, it's always going to be 4 cards, or it's always going to be 4 ESP symbols, or it's always going to be coins, or it's always going to be whatever, but it's always the same forever until your gimmick dies and you buy a new one. The only exception to that is the case where you have the prediction on there and you dump it off and the ink vanishes. If you're going to choose to do that method, then you actually do have the ability to change what is displayed on the gimmick. So tonight you could do ESP cards, tomorrow you could do coins, the next day you could do dollar bills, the next day you could do, did I say ESP already? Whatever. But it can change. But it's not the kind of thing where you can just change it between tables. It's a quasi-permanent change that you make to the gimmick, but it's one that's undoable and relatively easily undoable. But it's small, like a 2-minute craft project to undo it and redo it. So it's the kind of thing where you're going to set it up to be 4 playing cards, and you're just going to do that for a long time. And then you're like, well, I don't want to do playing cards anymore. I'm going to start doing ESP cards. And then you switch out the gimmick, and then it's ESP cards for a super long time. That's kind of how you would do it. I'm hoping some of this is making some sense. I'm trying not to reveal anything. The stuff that comes in this little teeny box, you'd be surprised how much stuff's in there. There's all the little pieces you need to maintain the gimmick. I mean, the gimmick's ready to go out of the box, other than that you have to write the objects on it. But it's ready to go out of the box, and it has a whole section on the video, which is a streaming video we'll talk about in a minute. But on the video, it has a whole section about how to maintain the gimmick, how to take care of it, how to swap it out if you're going to do the swappable, changeable method, all kinds of stuff. It gives you all the little pieces you need. I mean, just everything. It's very well thought out, what they did, what they put together. It's very, very good. So the physical gimmick itself and all the little stuff that comes in the package here, top quality. I have no problems with it other than the Magician Get versus Magician Gets business. And the fact, and this is not even something I have a problem with, but just know that when you choose the 4 objects, that's permanently your choice for this gimmick. So if you wanted to do the method where they can switch with each other, then you are stuck with those 4 objects forever on that gimmick. If you don't want to do the method where they switch with each other, then you're not stuck. You just have to be prepared to spend a few minutes making the change to the gimmick when you decide you're done doing it with cards or whatever. Hopefully I got all that out and you understand it well enough to make an educated decision. Okay, next, the videos. Inside of the little box here comes a little slip of paper with a website and a password to view 2 training videos. It's 2 hours long, and man, it could have been probably 45 minutes. The first video it's the longest 2 hours of video I've seen in a while. Now, part of it, the lighting's not good. It's a little dry. There's no chapters. There are no chapters, so you can't skip ahead because this is just a streaming video. I think you can download it too, but there's no chapters. And there's a little bit of a language barrier, not too bad, but there's some cases where he's using words that I'm like, there's a few sentences where I had no clue at all, like anything he said in those couple of sentences. But for the most part, I can understand him pretty well. He's speaking English. So the biggest problem is in those 2 hours, it was super redundant. The second video goes into more depth than the first video, but there's so much stuff in that second video that's repeated that just could have been left out. The problem is those sprinkled throughout that second video are important things you do need to know before actually going out and doing this in the real world, or even before, I would say, before you make your decision as to what things you're going to use as your 4 objects. I would recommend you have to sit through all 2 hours of those videos before you do anything, because you might make it up and then realize, oh crap, I didn't think he explained this thing, and had I known that, I would have made the gimmick different or whatever. So just suck it up and sit through the 2 hours, because that's the only way around it. Sorry. Whew. Long-winded here, folks. I think that's it. I'm going to stop now. If you want any more details, you're just going to have to go to the written review. The product quality of the gimmick itself is fine. It's great, other than the little exceptions I mentioned about the missing S's on those. And just know that you have to commit to 4 objects for life. The teaching quality was good. The DVD quality was okay. All in all, it's good enough that you're going to learn what you need. It was very detailed. It's too detailed. So there's nothing that you're going to, by the time you're done watching those, you'll have no questions. I guarantee you that. Anyway, that's it, guys. 4.5 stars. Stone status of gem. It's time for you to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and listen to this random iTunes song of the moment, which is Betty Davis Eyes by Taylor Swift. She did a cover of that. That's a great song. This is off of her Speak Now World Tour Live. So, guys who've been watching me for years, sorry for what I'm about to say, but the new folks need to know this. I just had about 1,000 new subscribers on my mailing list, and we're over 2,000 YouTube subscribers now. So, you folks who are new, you need to be aware of my musical tastes, and it is this. Number one volume of music I have is Metallica. If you were to count how many Metallica songs are in my playlist, there's more Metallica than anything else. Number 3 on the list is Iron Maiden. There's more Iron Maiden than anybody else, except for the 1 and 2 positions. Number 1's Metallica. Number 3 is Iron Maiden. But number 2, Taylor Swift. Yes, and I'm proud of it, so don't mock it. Taylor Swift. Bette Davis Eyes. That's a random iTunes song of the moment. Tune in next time when we look at something that's on my desk right here. The most innocent looking hot rod ever. The search engine pen by Jeff Price. Thanks for watching, folks. We'll see you then. Peace out.